What's going on, everyone? In this video today, we're gonna go over some tips and advice for you coaches out there who want to get into meet day handling or build your services further. So as always, let's get into the video. Alrighty everyone, welcome back. Thanks for tuning into another video. And if you're new here to the channel and you don't know who I am, my name is Aaron Kamesi. I'm a powerlifting coach, athlete, referee, and meet director. So I make videos here on the channel to help out those groups of people. In my last video, I went over how a lifter that I was handling did at a meet this past weekend. I went over our game plan going in, what kind of numbers they hit in training, what kind of adjustments we made along the way. And so I figured I'd make a next video, which is also something someone has suggested before, is some beginner tips and tricks for a coach that wants to get into handling a lifter at a meet. So there may be many coaches out there that will, send training programs to lifters, but they may not be handling other lifters at meets that they don't personally coach. So it's kind of like a separate service for some people where you can handle your own clients at meets, but you can also handle other people's clients, or maybe someone who doesn't have a coach and just needs a meet day coach at a specific meet, whether it's local level, national level, or international level. So in this video, we're going to kind of go over why someone may not want to pay you either how much you charge or may not want to pay you at all, and then ways that you can go to build up your meet day handling services so you can charge what you do want to charge in the long term if you're not able to charge that right now. And we'll go over some other benefits that you can get out of the meet day handling other than just receiving payments from them for that specific job. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. And the first thing we're gonna go over is why someone wouldn't want to pay you, either the amount that you are charging or if they don't want to pay you at all. So we'll start off with the first scenario of why someone wouldn't want to pay you how much you are charging. So let's say you charge $100 for meet day handling and they only want to pay you $50, let's say. So why wouldn't they want to pay you that $100? Okay, and it's the same thing for pretty much any product or service, is they don't see that value. So you may see the value because you're seeing your side of, okay, I have to drive to the meet, I have to be there for X number of hours, then I have to drive back, you may have to pay for gas, tolls, you may have to pay for your own food and everything like that. So you're seeing all these expenses plus your time, and you want to charge a set amount that will be worth it and cover that. Versus the lifters seeing that they already have to pay, their membership, they have to pay their meet entry, they're paying for their gym membership, their equipment, they're paying for, food and anything else to go to the event, hotel room, also like that. And now they have to add this added expense of meet day handling. So you're seeing it from your side, they're seeing it from their side. So they're not seeing the value that you are offering. So what you can do in that case is, one, as part of your marketing or when you're discussing with lifters, telling them and explain to them the value that they're getting out of it, telling them that it's not just, okay, I'm going to write the number on a piece of paper and put it at the scoring table for you. I'm going to do all these other things. So you may want to explain to them that you're going to review their training footage in the weeks leading up. You're going to build a game plan for them for their warm-up weights, how many reps to do, and then also their attempts with different options based on how the day is going. If you're at a higher level competition, let's say nationals or worlds, you may say, okay, I'm going to scout out some of your competition, see who's close to you in total, see what they've been hitting in training, and that way you can build a game plan that's going to be competitive against the people that are closer to them in total. If you're allowed to film at the competition, you may also offer that you're going to film their lifts for them from the coach's box, and then they also have the videos that they can take away with them and post and analyze or remember forever just as a memory. You can also mention them if you do offer some kind of post-meet analysis where you can explain to them what went right, what went wrong, what things they should maybe improve in upcoming training cycles or technique or anything like that. So now you're showing them all these different things that you're offering them that comes with the package and the value they're getting out of it, and then they have to decide whether that's worth it to them. That without that, they're going to be lost. They're not going to know what flight they're in, they're not going to know how to choose what attempt to make, they may not know kilograms, they may not know how to load the weights in the warm-up room, and they have to figure all this stuff out on their own. But if they just pay this small amount, whatever it is, $100, then they're going to get all this stuff before the meet, at the meet, and then after the meet. All right, and then going into the other scenario where let's say you are charging a small amount, $25, $50, and they don't want to pay you anything at all. They just think okay, can you just help me for free? Sometimes you're at a competition and maybe someone sees you at weigh-ins or in a warm-up room or something like that, and hey, you think you can help me out today? I don't have anyone with me. And that's up to you, whether you're already there, you want to help them out for free, maybe you want to throw them in with another lifter you're handling, or if you want to say, okay, I can help you out, but can you help me out with some costs that I have here to stay for this session and tolls and food and all that kind of stuff we mentioned earlier. It could be that they're being cheap or something like that, but it also could be that they don't know you may not have experience, and you may not have any results. So the reason someone might not pick a product or a service is if there's nothing to look at, they don't know what you've done before, who you've handled before, and how do they do. They don't know any of your experience. What is your education? Did you go to school? That kind of stuff. What kind of certifications do you have? They may not have any reviews or testimonials to go look at. They'll be like, okay, this person knows what they're doing. They've handled the best people in the world. I'm just doing a local meet. $25 or $50 is going to be worth it. So again, you have to see it from their side, and you have to have either that, experience or the results or testimonials, that kind of stuff, to show your proof of how good you are and show your value. If you don't have that stuff, then it makes sense that they don't want to hire you, because let's say if it's your first time, you never handled someone at a meet before, and you're expecting someone to pay you, $200, $300 for your first time, is that you're going to be difficult to find someone because they don't see the value, they don't see the experience, they don't see the results. And so you may have to start doing it for free instead. So you can kind of think of it as on the job training, or you can think of it as like an internship where you're getting paid very little or nothing at all, but you're going in and you're learning and you're gaining experience on the job. And then there may be some other benefits to it, which we'll get into later in this video. So doing it for free instead lowers the risk for the lifter. Now the lifter can say, okay, I'm already spending all this money on this stuff. I can't afford to spend money on this stuff, but this guy says he'll help me for free. He'll help load some of my weights. He might help me video some of my lifts and give me some ideas on what I should pick for my attempts. Might as well have this person come and help me out. So they're more likely to have you help them out because there is no risk of the money, because people always see the money first. And if there's no money associated with it, there's no cost, then they say, okay, sure, come help me out for free. So if you are a complete beginner when it comes to meet day handling, let's say you've never handled anyone before, or you've only handled your own lifters, you never handled anyone that's not one of your lifters, then you may want to start for free first and kind of get yourself out there and then help people out. And then you can build from there using some of these things we're going to go over now. So one thing you can do in return is say, okay, I'll help you out for free, but can you please write a testimonial for me? And if it's 2 sentences, 3 sentences, ask them, can they just write an email and send you a testimonial after the fact of how you did? Because then you can take, if you want to put their name, you want to put their picture or a video of that one of their lifts plus a testimonial, then you can use that for marketing. You can use that for your Instagram, you can use that for your website, and start building out these testimonials so people can go and see, okay, you've handled these people and they've all had good experiences, and you have some of their lifts, and then people can see how much they lifted. If they associate with that weight class or the weight that they're lifting, they see that you're able to handle them, then you can start building out your price. Whereas now you're not going to be able to, because again, you don't have those testimonials yet. And from there, you can do all different kinds of marketing or advertising tactics where you can tell the person like, hey, tell your friends about me. So if they train at like a powerlifting gym and there's going to be a bunch of them competing at the next meet, then he can tell them, oh, well, this guy helped me out for free. Now he's charging whatever, $25. Let's hire him, and maybe you'll get 4 or 5 people out of it at $25 a piece, because you help that person out for free and show them that you are valuable, you are good at what you're doing, you have experience, and so then they can go back and tell everyone and refer those people over to you. If you even want to make a deal with them, like some companies do, is like, okay, if they refer 4 people, then you'll handle that person again for free, and that way they're incentivized to go and talk to people and tell them how great you were and how great they did to come to you, and then they continue to get the handling for free. Another thing you can do is combine it with other things that you may be doing at a meet. For example, for me, for this past weekend, I was also there to help set up the meet, run the scoring, referee, spot load, break down the meet, all that kind of stuff like that. So you may not be doing all those things, but if you are a referee, you can combine it with your refereeing. So if there is 2 sessions in one day, or it's 4 sessions across Saturday and Sunday, then you can pick 1 or 2 sessions to referee and pick 1 or 2 sessions to handle lifters. Now you're getting the experience of handling lifters and getting your name out there and everything like that, building out the testimonials, but also you're able to get some practice in, get some time in as refereeing. If that's something you're also trying to build up, let's say you're a state level referee, you want to get to national level, well, you might as well referee some and then handle some. And with the refereeing, depending on the meet director, they may pay you per session, they may get you a hotel room, they may get you lunch, that kind of stuff. So that covers some of your expenses. So for example, for me, again, for this past weekend, I didn't have to pay for a hotel room because the meet director paid for the hotel room. So now I'm already at the meet. I drove up, I have the hotel room for free, and then I was able to handle a lifter as well. In this case, he did pay me, so I got some additional, income from that. And then I was able to combine these 2 things into one meet and kind of knock out both things and kind of spread the expenses and everything between the 2 things. So something you can do as well if you are a referee, or even if you're going to go volunteer again as a scorer or spotter or something else like that. If the meet director is offering any kind of compensation as far as money, hotel, food, that kind of stuff like that, then combine those things, build it around the schedule of the handling the lifter, and then you can reduce your expenses as you're getting started. And lots of people do this at higher level meets, like let's say nationals. Nationals might be 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, depending on which nationals it is and which year it is. So you may not be handling lifters of your own for every single session every single day. So you can combine handling your own lifters plus handling lifters that you don't coach that need someone at nationals to help, plus maybe refereeing or scoring or something like that. And you combine all these things to bring in different income from the different duties that you're doing, and also maybe get the hotel room to help cover some of your expenses. All right, and then if you are a beginner, you're starting off for free and you're doing all these things, now you can slowly increase your price over time. So maybe the first couple of meets where you help people out, you do it for free, you build out the testimonials, you start marketing, telling them to refer their friends over to you. And then from there you bump it up a little bit. Say you're going to go to $50 per lifter per meet, and then you're going to do that for a few meets. Again, it's going to be a decent price for them, where they say, okay, $50 is not bad, let me jump on with this guy. Then again, you maybe try and get testimonials, or even if they post stuff online, then you can repost it and say you handled them, and continue to build yourself out, build out your results, and build out your testimonials. And then do another increase, maybe you go up to $100, and then you continue to build that. And with those extra money, you can also add in additional services and provide more value. So first you're going to do just the meet day handling. Maybe you start out again free, then maybe you're going to go up to $50 and do the pre-meet analyzing their lifts and their competition and build a game plan off of that. Then you're going to go up to say $100 and do the post-meet analyzing as a new additional feature in there as far as your meet day handling services, where you're going to go look at their competition attempts after the fact and maybe do a screen recording of your computer and show them, okay, this is where your technique broke down, this is where you're missing depth or something like that, this is what you should have done as far as picking the correct openers based on your training numbers and cutting weight and all that stuff like that, and give them more and more value as you're increasing your price more and more, so people can see that yes, your prices are going up, but you're getting more experience, you have more testimonials to back you up, you have the results, and you're providing more features and value for them. And as far as how much to charge for that top end price, once you kind of build yourself up over the years, it just depends on you and your expenses, how much you have to travel. If you're traveling 1 hour for a low competition, or you flying somewhere to at nationals to handle a lifter. So all these different expenses are going to change how much you charge. But as a base level, a lot of people might be around $100 all the way up to $200, because you may be doing, like I said, some kind of before the meet work where you have to spend whatever 1 or 2 hours looking at their training videos, building out the game plan, going back and forth with them. And then the day of the meet, it could be 4 hours of lifting if it's typical USAPL morning and afternoon sessions. Plus you do have, if you're going to show up for the weigh-ins and you're going to show up for the warm-up, a little bit more time there, plus the awards after the fact if you're going to take pictures of them for them and make pictures with them. So you could be looking at, let's say, a 6-hour day with 4 hours of lifting, or in other federations or some USAPL meets where it's a full day, you may be there 8 hours, 9 hours. So you have to put in that time that you're going to be there. Even if you say it's only 4 hours, you want to be compensated for that time. So you may say, okay, I want to charge $20 per hour, 1 hour for the pre-meet and 4 hours for during the meet. And so that will get you, okay, the $100. Or you may want to bump it up to, let's say, $200 and say, okay, this is also going to cover my gas, my tolls, my food, the coach's fee or spectator fee for entering a competition, that kind of stuff. And as always, if you have any additional questions about getting into meet day handling as a beginner and how to build it up, if you want any more tips or advice, you can always comment those below and I respond to all my comments. In addition, I do already have videos here on this channel that go over temp selection strategy, so you can check out this beginner temp selection strategy video I have, and I have an advanced temp selection strategy video as well. I'm going to be putting out more in the future as well, so be sure to subscribe. Hope you guys are having a good week, and I'll see you in the next video.